What is up, risk takers? Welcome to Kill Pete Strategy and welcome to game 2 of this week's PRT League. Start game. Good luck. Thank you, Mitch. All right, we're going in, folks. The old Peteman won game 1. So we're probably not going to win game 2. But guess what? We're having fun. These are my own settings. I designed, apparently. I like Britannia Advanced Progressive. I do. I've always liked this map for Prog World. I think it's a top tier Prog map. It gets a little more dodgy in high quality competition because the outcome does depend a lot more on luck. But that's sort of the name of the game with these types of things when everyone is so good. We got Carter, 87, 86. Top 10 Saber system. We got Eric, former world champion. We got Little Banana Juice. We got Zareki, held number 1 for multiple months. The old Peteman playing as Black. Silent Legend again. Also the current world champion playing as white. So we got, Carter is orange. Eric is red. Little Banana Juice is blue. Zareki is green. I am black. And Silent Legend is the white player. I'm doing this one live on Twitch with a few of my friends. I hope everyone is well. Got a question from Ayoko. I've been away for so long. Not sure if you guys did the celebration party for Spud. He's currently holding 69th place on the Friends of Risk World leaderboard. Yes. Shout out to Spud. Donate some gems. Christian Bears. Hello. How you doing, Christian? Welcome to the stream. Do I prefer fixed or prog cards? I used to say prog, but now I'm getting a lot more out of fixed these days because fixed is positional, fixed is more psychological. Prog is more about timing, but and I also don't mind a longer game these days. I used to not have time for stalemates, but now I'm just like, I'll make a show, right? I'll play for a long ass time. I'm wrong for liking fixed. Thanks, Blazin. I like them both. Look, if you play Risk as much as I do, you gotta enjoy what you got. You gotta get the most out of it. Okay. Pete slowly turned into a fixed caps lover. Well, I do love those fixed cap settings that I play. They are very fun. Andre says, I like the unadvanced version of this map with blizzards, caps, and true random if you want the chaos. Dude, those don't sound like chaos. Those sound like a nothing happens game because nobody can do anything. There's only so much prog balance blitz I can play, says Blazin, but I would sooner not play than play fixed or true random by choice. Well, you'll expand your horizons too if you stick around long enough. I have no doubt. If you stick around with Risk, you're just going to get bored of the same thing, and then you end up with whatever else. How much juice is left to squeeze out of this game with no new content? No new meaningful content for a long time. Did Fake Llamas say you suck? Wow, Fake Llamas. Oh, man, did Nick become a VIP? Get out of here. We got a VIP redeem. Let's go, Nick D. Brew. Thank you so much for watching as long as it must have taken to earn that many tummy smacks. He's trading it all for a beautiful diamond next to his name. Thank you so much, sir. It is much appreciated. That is a lot of tummy smacks you just traded. Thank you. How many is VIP? 250,000. 11 months of saving and watching. Yeah, bro. Whew, looks good next to you. 250,000 points. I think I've seen three redeems so far ever. I've been on Twitch for what, 3 years? Okay, 1 a year. Tracer, Earth 2 map coming soon. Hello, Tracer. People need to get more points. Yeah, well, what happens is the VIPs just end up becoming mods. So. Okay. We need bets on games for sure. Oh, someone did a prediction. Does Pete win this game? Wow, it's heavy on no. I'm sad that I checked. Has the price gone up recently? No, man. It's always been $250,000 for VIP. No tummy smack inflation in this market. What a bop. Yeah, I love this song. I feel like we're really enjoying the music with the tournament games these days. It's a cool vibe. It's like I'm just relaxing. I'm enjoying some tunes. I'm hanging out with some friends. We're not taking ourselves too seriously. I'm actually halfway there, Bog. Do tummy smacks help support the biscuit factory? Oh, we making biscuits, baby. We making biscuits. What do you think about choosing your positions in Prog World Dom? Ask me a specific question, and we can talk about positioning. What do you mean what do I think about? I think about number of positions. I think about the lines those positions attack, right? Who can I kill from those positions? I think who can kill me, right? So there's an offensive and a defensive component. Partner says, pro tip, please. I always play the meta settings. Europe. Advanced Progressive Capital. So much, in fact, that while I'm a master rank and I've never played anything else, I feel like a bit of a fraud, to be honest. How would you suggest I progress my game? Great question. Well, so when people ask me this, I say, the way I think about risk is the classic fixed Grandmaster is one of the highest Grandmasters, the highest form of Grandmaster in the game. So getting good at classic fixed, I would say, is a need. And then I would say get good at classic progressive. So if you can make it to Grandmaster on classic fixed, you understand positioning, you understand negotiation. If you then can make it to Grandmaster on classic progressive, you understand the progressive timing and how to sequence kills. And then I would say expand to other maps and other modes. Right? So then learn progressive, then learn fixed and progressive on other maps, and then learn other maps and other modes. Then that's the order I see it. Classic fixed, classic prog, fixed and prog on other maps, then other modes. And then eventually you get to be Kyle, who is so off his rocker, he thinks that Alcatraz, the Alcatraz GM, Kyle's just here for the Ram Dingle, folks. That's it. He's just here to turn those dice sideways and shove it up your candy ass. Alcatraz, baby. Then Iceland fixed caps, yes, at the end of the rainbow. Learn zombies for fog reading and bot behavior. Right, zombies. Yeah, other maps, other modes, but zombies is its own thing for sure. You're just gonna have trouble finding ranked lobbies. I thought it was supposed to be Pangea. No, I was told what the settings were. These are the settings. Look in the thread, Blazin'. I'm just doing what I'm told, buddy. Alcatraz Journey when? Ugh. Talk to Kyle. I would never open Tanya. Need more Star Trek Q&A. You got one, Jocko Johnny? What is the Star Trek question you've been dying to ask, sir? Aries the Fox. He's always gotcha. Zombies can fill. You just got to find the right combo. I rode zombies from base master to rank 30th before I got sidetracked with R6 Siege. What's that drink? I'm drinking a Radler. This is balance blitz, yes. These are the settings. Blazin'. World on Britannia Advanced Auto 60 Expert Progressive. Balance blitz dice. Neutral bot Unstable portals. I still can't get my head around not getting paid, but needing Federation. Yeah, obviously makes no sense. Star Trek keeps their discussions of the economy vague on purpose, right? They don't have practical solutions for us. It is very much fiction. All right. JK says, okay, here's kind of a Star Trek question. If you had a holodeck to be used as a prison, what kind of simulation would you run on it? Am I the one in prison? Because I would turn on that holodeck and I'd never leave. You are the warden. Ooh. I don't know. I'd do some shit like Morpheus in the Matrix, where you just plug. I don't think of prisons as punitive. I don't think it makes sense for anything punitive. 0% punishment, right? I think punishment is silly, inhumane at best, and sadistic at worst, basically. So the only thing I would be interested in with a prison is rehabilitation. How do we get this person right so they can rejoin society? That would be the only thought that the prison is for, and we would want to expedite that process. So how do we teach them whatever it is that we need to teach them to get their mind right and get them back as a productive, functioning, happy, whole member of society? You think Zerky has me? No, that's not very good. Some people don't want to change. Yeah, well, then they're going to be in that holodeck for a long time. I don't know. I'm just saying, right. That's a good one too. Similar to the way Demolition Man did it. Yeah, except for the fact that cryogenics is such a is one of the most pseudo-scientific technologies I've ever heard of. Cryogenics. Give me a fucking break. Are there any people seriously still like considering cryogenics as a viable life extension or whatever technology? Green and orange have good. Ooh, all right, Bunzy. Well, here's the beginning of the trading sequence. Carter says gets the 4. Science fiction does, yeah, but it's so absurd, right? What would you do with a father who killed the rapists of their children? Then he isn't ready for society. Well, so notably, I don't think of capital punishment as punishment per se, right? If a person is irredeemably broken, at some point, you would ask the question. It's like, well, what does society do to remove them for the sake of society, right? Not for the sake of them or their humanity. But to be fair, my stance on any sort of capital punishment has really softened over the years, just because of how progressively lower trust I've gotten in our institutions at large, right? Much lower trust in the government per se. I don't trust the government having the right to kill its citizens because of how poor quality we are governed, not because there are some people who might, as sad as it is for me to say, who might be irredeemable. Kyle says, is it true the only known human on the planet with more bottles of baby oil than Diddy is yourself? Nah, dude, I like the friction, baby. I like the friction. You ever trust the government? Yeah, when I was younger. So perhaps this is just an idiosyncrasy the way I grew up, right? I grew up, first of all, Blazin. You said you just turned 18. I'm 41. So I grew up in a completely different world in the sense that we had very high trust in a lot of our institutions because our institutions were more homogenous, our society was more homogenous, our economy was more functional. Right? Canada was, the United States' hat. We were riding high at the end of the Cold War. We just won, right? I was 6 years old when the Berlin Wall fell and the Cold War ended, right? We were attached to the greatest superpower in the world. So in that environment, maybe it doesn't make a ton of sense, but you can have empathy for having high trust in the government and in the prevailing institutions, because things still worked, right? The average person could afford to live in a home on an average income, and they could afford to have a family, right? All of these things still worked. So I can totally understand why younger people feel disenfranchised by the institutional systems far more, because, to be frank, shit has gotten way worse in my lifetime, and I've borne witness to this. I have more trust than most, but I'm pessimistic about their intentions. Yeah, well, the thing is, institutions have, just kind of deduct it, right? Deduct it logically. What is the vested interest of any given institution? It is to perpetuate itself fundamentally. So, you ask the question, like, do the cops benefit from ending crime? No, right? They benefit from crime still existing, right? And you could see that borne out in so many ways. Do the banks benefit from us being out of debt? No, right? Like, Pete, are you comfortable living in today's economy? What do you mean by comfortable? Man, I'm a baby. I gotta get some wisdom in me. But YH, what does that stand for? Makes sense. Why are you seeing that when younger? Makes you trust them. I would too. Well, I just come from a different world, man. I came from a world where the story we were told was coherent and made sense, and now the story you're told depends on what you're looking at, right? Like post-truth is very scary to me, because I was able to grow up and crystallize my mind and crystallize my understanding of the world in a time where we all shared a much more cohesive, similar narrative, right? And there were always outliers, and I was always an outlier. I am an iconoclastic. I've always disagreed with, like, when you're in school and they tell you you're free. I'm free to what exactly? Free to what? Free to choose between two shitty options. We could do better. Pete, I speak for most of the younger generation where I say it's hard to live anywhere. It's expensive, even with 3 different incomes in my mom's household. Yes, our economy is fucked. It's hard. I have a lot of empathy for this. Wealth concentration is a real problem for everyone, including the very wealthy, because at some point the guillotines come. Pete, your argument is that things have gotten worse based on a geographic limitation? Canada and the US, because worldwide there's clear evidence the species has gotten much better compared to 40 years ago. So there's different... Okay, let me qualify the exact thing that... Jocko makes a very good point. Let me qualify the exact thing that has gotten worse. The reason... the average sentiment of trust in the institutions is lower now than it was in the past. The argument I'm trying to make is to account for that. Why are people less trusting of the system? Despite the fact that what your point, right? Despite the fact that based on many metrics, quality of life has gone up. Quality of life has gone up in absolute terms, but it has not maintained in relative terms. So the amount of time you have to spend to earn the amount of money required to own a home, start a family, right? Those ratios are what has changed. So that is the evidence. There is clear evidence that as a species, it has gotten much better compared to 40 years ago. The floor is higher. True, right? But the middle is being squeezed at the expense of the floor, and the top isn't paying. right? So the amount of value at the top is expanded, and the amount of people that have risen out of abject poverty has expanded, but the middle is what's being squeezed. And we're all, I assume for the most of us, we're all the ones in the middle having this conversation. It's not because of billionaires. Billionaires are not per se responsible. It's more they are also benefiting as a result of the same broken system. There are people who would argue that the goals need to be changed. Sure. But, you know, if you're not gonna have families, guys. I can't actually get the Zeraki kill, though, can I? Fuck! Maybe Silent Legend can. Maybe Silent Legend can get the Zeraki kill. We're going to need to power up from Ronaldo. We need Ronnie power. Ronnie, give me that set, baby. What do you think of the rise of right-wing parties in Europe? We haven't had a more right-wing parliament in the Netherlands for a long time. My conversation about right versus left is always very short, Chippy. And the way it goes is something like this. You are free to choose the color of dildo that fucks you in the ass. You're not free to choose to not get fucked in the ass. So don't even pretend that you're free to do that. So your vote matters in as much as you get to decide the color. And that's the difference between left and right. Tiny. A matter of color. There's no real change coming. Not until we start discussing electoral reform. In whatever form that may take. But that should be, if you care about any political conversation, that should be first and foremost top of mind for everybody. All other issues pale in comparison. Until you fix the way in which you are governed. Does my color have sparkles? This is the important question. Spud, you can have every fucking color of the rainbow, my friend. Zero lives, yeah. Lucky guy. Well, Silent wasn't willing or able to roll through a 14 there as well. I think Silent could have had it, but he did remove a position. More than two primary parties would be a great start. Political parties are undemocratic. Every single political party should be abolished. Obviously. We can go into that argument in great detail. The fact that we have political parties and that's just run on institutions, everyone's like, yeah, that's normal. So that's the way it should be. No. Right? Why would you let other people decide for you anything? Unless you wanted to. If you wanted to let other people decide for you, cool. You should be able to choose that too. What's the highest prog set you've ever seen? Prog stops at what is it? 5625? And then it becomes fixed. Did you know that? What's the highest prog set? Is it 5,625? I'm close, but I don't think I'm spot on. All right, so 2554? No. It wouldn't end on a 4. It would end on a 5. It's not 2555 either. It's 2565. Spud knows, right? Spud, what's the fucking answer? I know you know. 2565? Yeah, Jocko says, fair counterpoint. However, if we're having this discussion in, for example, Peru, Macedonia, the rest of the Balkans, the outcome would be way different. Yeah, because they've risen up. So yeah, so my argument is that raising up the bottom should not come at the expense of the middle. And I think that's a fairly simple argument to get and a fairly simple argument to make. Raising up the bottom should come at the expense of the top, and the top can easily afford it. Basically. Teacup of the Wild. I feel like human progression is correlated with free thought. As shown from the mid-40s through the 90s, progress stagnates group thought. What do you mean by progress? 2545. Thank you, Aries. 2545. We figured out the number. Progressive cards stop progressing at set 2,545. We have the prime sub from Major Nut. Thank you, Nut. Thank you very much. It takes about 8 hours to get there. All right, Lebanon setting on 3. This is a desperation trade. Zareki also setting on 3. Every 6 trades, the trade value needs to increase. I think, yeah, the ratio needs to increase, right? You could have a super progressive where the sets continue to increase over time and then they become... Okay, Silent also is set on 3. So do I die to Eric or Carter then? You think Eric gets me? Right on. If I had a set on 3, I would have traded it. Carter takes the 65. Okay, he's killing Eric. Great. Does he also have me? Probably. He probably has me here too. How expensive was that? He definitely does not have me. I live. There's no way he gets my 8. You don't get my 8. Yeah. This is him seeing he doesn't have me. If you hit me at all, you feed my kill. Yeah, good. Good job. You think I should win here? I don't know. I think it's still a very open game. And by open, I mean very at high risk of stalemate. No, Zareki doesn't kill me. Yeah, Zerky could kill me. It's a tough kill, but he could do it. I actually like that. I like that kill for Zerky. Let's see if he goes for it. Huh. You're just smashing through shit. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be second last in this turn order. Do you have an imposter, Reginald? That is Ronald DeCimo. Ronald DeCimo is turning 8 months. About a week's time. 8 months old. Yeah, just died. Yeah, I thought this was all supposed to be Pangea Blazing. What the fuck? All right, we got a question from Arkin. Arkin says, have you ever known someone that has committed a heinous crime? My personal trainer that I'd known for 8 years at that point was arrested and charged with murdering his 2 oldest children during lockdown. That is such a buzzkill, man. And the trial set for December this year. I think it changes your views on incarceration when you know the person involved. No, because what I'm talking, I think incarceration is bad, right? Conceptually, it has nothing to do with the nature of the crime. I think punishment is bad. I think there's no point in punishing people. I think punishing people is it's vengeful. It's sadistic. Why? What's the upside, right, from punishment? I don't care how heinous the crime is. You don't make how many wrongs make a right again? You know what I mean? Like you don't unmake the crime by harming the person who committed it. If the person is truly irredeemable, then there is a discussion to be had about how to separate them from society. But that's still not done with the goal of causing them punishment, is my point. Punishing them makes no sense, does not make the world better. Does punishment / vengeance act as a deterrent? There's a lot of evidence to suggest it does not act as a very good deterrent as well. Right? If you interview criminals and you ask them, did the risk of punishment, what's it called, come into your calculus to determine whether or not you were willing to commit that crime? They might tell you, oh, I hate this. Why would you include this on your track? There we go. Anyways. Zeraki's got lots of card luck this time around. How do you discourage people from recidivism? Rehabilitation. I'm just talking about the conceptual framework. That's a big stack. You guys didn't hear nothing. Thank you, R3 Leah. Thank you for this tier 1 sub. Zerky has resigned this to a stalemate. Well, we could watch this for a bit longer. I don't think the game is stalemated yet. Yo, finally caught you live. I've been into YouTube via my ex, and I've been playing the game for like a month. Recently hit expert, slowly climbing. Hey, welcome to the stream, and thank you so much for the sub. I think the idea of asking prisoners whether punishment factored into their into whether they commit the crime is an expert example of survivorship bias. I mean, fair enough. I'm not entirely sure what the data suggests, but I would assume they did more than just ask criminals their opinions. That is, asking criminals their opinion on crime would be notoriously unreliable data. I would say so. Arkin says, I agree with you on rehabilitating people, but only to a point. Some people are beyond rehabilitation. Yeah. Well, I think we're still saying the same thing. And imprisonment is a punishment to those people, but it serves the purpose of making society safer. Right. And my argument is that it doesn't actually serve the purpose of making society safer because we, as a society, pay to house these people. Right? We pay for their resources. We pay for their legal fees. We pay for their food. We pay for their shelter. If there is a single person, if there's a single law-abiding person who does not have those things, you could make an argument that it would be a better society if those resources went to those people first. So what then do you do with those who are not law-abiding? Banzerke has no problem smacking stacks here. I love it. I love it. Sterky is not resigning this game to a stalemate. No way, no how. He is smacking the shit out of people. Well, I mean, that's what I'm kind of saying the same thing, but I'm not saying removal from society for the purpose of punishing the people, right? This is the framework I'm working on, right? Punishment is pointless. Removing certain dangerous members of society from society for the sake of protecting society is not equivalent to for the sake of punishing the people. It's for the sake of protecting society. Right? It might end up with the same outcome, but we're talking about different purposes. He had that kill too. Why didn't you take the silent legend kill? You totally had a silent legend kill there. Why didn't he take the silent legend kill? Why didn't he take the silent legend kill? It was close. No, I would have done 100%. He would have gotten a little bit positive on the roll. Okay, so Silent feeds the game to Carter. I'm not sure why. Does anyone have a sense of why that would be? Yeah, what was that about? I don't know. I'm asking the question. Why do we think Silent did that? Because it's Silent Legend. What does that mean? He does stuff. Okay. I was just curious if there was a strategic reason, like something that I missed. Last 3 times I played Eternity with him, he ruined both of our games. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Kyle. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you are interested in getting better at the game for us, don't watch this game. This one was just to hang out and have fun. Why are we not friends? We should definitely be friends. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And for all of you on the path to world domination, good games, good luck.